Rogers TV.
It's Lori Lydia, and welcome to Out of the Fog. We have a very exciting show for you today. First, we have Jim Lester with Lester's Farm talking all things tariff on the agricultural industry. Then we have Newfoundland's very first contestant on American Idol, Will Carter. There's a very special performance at the end you won't want to miss. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Today I have with me farmer Jim Lester of Lester's Farm. Jim, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's my pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you. And, you know, we've been such a big, fan of your business and everything that you've accomplished over the years. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Well, you know, Lester Farms, my family's been involved in agriculture in Newfoundland since the early 1800s. Wow. When our ancestor came over as a 14-year-old boy to work, in aspiration of getting his own land. He came over with Captain Pearl as his stable hand. And I guess my children are now the 7th generation of Lester's to, make a living from doing business and farming in Newfoundland. So, our farms have evolved a lot. Like right now, there's, while we're all the same family name, there's 3 separate farm operations. Myself and my family, we operate our farm on Pearltown Road, and then my parents and siblings operate a farm on Brookfield Road, the farm market, and my uncle and his children, they operate one of the largest dairy farms in Newfoundland.
Wow, it's like, is it keeping it all in the family and expanding and growing as well?
Absolutely, and that's the thing with farming. I don't farm the same way that my grandfather did, and my grandchildren won't farm the same way I did. Just like any other business, you have to listen to your consumers, follow the consumer trends and markets, and all at the same time, remembering that the land that we farm is only being borrowed from the next generation.
That's right. And speaking about markets, so we are in, the hot topic is tariffs. And of course, we're seeing that they are implementing now in April. So how do you think tariffs will impact, the agricultural industry and your business specifically?
Well, when it comes to tariffs, on any imported goods, because agriculture is such a globally affected commodity, we felt the effects of the tariffs on Russia last year, because unfortunately most of the fertilizer produced in Canada relies on ingredients from Russia. Now, there's no reason why in Canada we could not, and specifically in this province, we have all the elements, that we could be, the fertilizer supplier of North America, but, that's a larger issue to speak to. But generally, tariffs are going to add costs to our everyday lives, because we as farmers and as business people, the cost of tariffs are going to have to be passed on to the consumer. If not, we wouldn't stay in business.
That's right. And so of course goods and supplies, but also machinery and things like that would also be impacted for your organization too.
Yes, for sure. Any new machinery largely, is bought in American dollars, right, which is now compounded by the weak Canadian dollar. And so, supplies, seeds, machinery typically originate in the States or in Europe, but goes through the States.
So as a consumer's perspective, like what type of, price hike, or will there be any implications from the tariffs that way?
to give an exact number or percentage would be highly speculative.
Right.
But what I could say is it's definitely going to raise the price of, your head of lettuce, or, your produce, or your meat and poultry, all that kind of stuff. While, in Canada we produce a large portion of our, protein, be it eggs, chicken, milk, pork, and beef. Our vegetables and our cereals largely originate in the States. Even though we have capacity here in Canada to produce upwards of 60% of the fruits and vegetables we eat, and I do stand to be corrected, we're just barely in the double digits for what we can produce. And in addition to tariffs, there's global environmental issues, like down in the Sounds Valley of California. That's where more or less 65% of the salad vegetables are grown for all of North America. Right. And every year the Colorado River shrinks back from the coast, I think it's 50 miles, because they're running out of water. So that's going to, and we're the last place in North America to get food. Everywhere else we'll get food before here in Newfoundland and Labrador. And that's something that, we've been making progress on. There is more non-supply managed, being non-dairy, non-eggs or chicken production in Newfoundland and Labrador. But we're still only about 17 or 18%, whereas prior to Confederation, we were almost producing half of the food that we ate.
Wow. And so what would you say some of the immediate impacts would be, and how do you see that evolving with the changes with the tariffs?
Well, one of the most immediate impacts will be the cost of fertilizer.
Right.
And that's going to largely affect not only like Newfoundland producers as such, but it will affect producers right across the country. And there is some people that are producing without fertilizers, like in an organic manner, but globally there's only enough natural sources of nitrogen that would feed 1 in 6 people. Mm-hmm. So we until technology changes and farming practices adapt to different means and methods. I know on our farm we're doing a partnership with the federal government and the Newfoundland Federation of Agriculture called Living Labs. Oh. And so basically what we're doing is we're growing crops that will put nitrogen, which is a necessary component of growth, in the soil for us. So refine it out of the air, put it in the soil, so that in future crops we won't have to apply as much fertilizer. So those types of things show promise. But in the immediate future, we're going to look at some real serious cost of production increases.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that will affect the demand from the consumer side?
No, I think that people typically still have to eat, mm-hmm. and in other cultures and other jurisdictions, people spend a lot more of their income on food than we do here in North America.
Right.
So as I see a lot of ethnic diversity coming to the farm now in different cultures, and the amount of food that they buy, in comparison to what they may earn, and it's quite substantial. It's almost triple of what we do, basically, because in North America we've never been hungry.
Right. Mm. And so what would you say, the consumer would be for supplying local and supporting local? What would you recommend for that way? Well,
not only would I recommend that you visit your local farmer or farmer's market, but when you go to your retailer, they're the ones who also respond to consumer demands. Mm-hmm. So, it's very, very important that when the consumer goes to, one of the big stores or, a medium-sized retailer, ask for local products, ask for, grown, made here in Newfoundland, and then you'll see that there will be shelf space given priority for those products. While the tariffs and, the economic environment we're in is very challenging, within every challenge lies opportunity. And this is a prime opportunity right now to really put value into our local food and our local food production and our local manufacturing, not only here provincially, but, nationally. So, it's time to really champion that, and I think that, coming out of this challenge will be a stronger economy for it.
And that was my next question, is how do you feel like the economy would be after all this? Do you think it would be strengthened? Do you think it would be take a bigger hit? How do you feel about that?
I believe that the economy will be stronger. This is going to be a challenging time for a lot of businesses because they're going to have to adjust the way, and industries, because, this is it's the uncertainty that is the biggest factor in business, in business. If you can see, okay, well, it's going to be a certain way, it's going to cost a certain amount, well, then business owners can plan for that and make adjustments. But right now, it's changing from day to day, and that kind of instability is really what shakes the foundation of businesses.
So is there any support that you would like to see from the provincial or federal government for these hikes?
I'm always cautious about, government spending, government influx into the economy, because it does provide a temporary fix, but it does provide a long-term headache when it comes to, businesses becoming reliant on that. And, if it's a loan versus a outright grant or payout, that's only pushing the problem down the road. And, it's time that the government really, instead of politicizing this issue, look at, the hard and secure facts of how it's going to affect business and what they can do to mitigate the effects of it. Because, government's job is not to be involved in business. Their job is to create an environment where business can flourish and grow.
Exactly. So, looking forward now, how do you feel like, Leicester's Farm and other farming industries, can impact or live with these tariffs and continue to flourish?
As long as we maintain the support of the local community, that's going to be the biggest and key factor for all local businesses, especially ones that may have to adjust their exports and their cost of production. We're really going to have to stick together as a population of Newfoundland and Labrador, support each other, and do whatever we can to make sure that dollar that you have in your pocket circulates around between our community, our province, and as long as we can before it leaves here.
I love how passionate you are about supporting local and helping other businesses in this industry. So is there a message that you would like to provide for our viewers?
Support is effort. And I really would appreciate, and I'm sure all business owners in this province would appreciate, people making that little bit of extra effort, to look out for things that are produced locally, that are employing people, how we can, source our products here closer. Not only is it good financially, but it's also very good environmentally.
And so where can people find you and buy some of your products?
Well, our farm, of course, is on Pearltown Road. And, right now we're advertising our community-supported agriculture programs, which is a subscription in our farm products. And that will provide you with last year's pricing on so pre-tariff pricing on vegetables, a vegetable subscription or an egg subscription. And again, don't hesitate to go to other farms and other farm markets, because it's very, very important. We can't be. When all boats rise, everybody profits and everybody is sustainable, and that's very important that we maintain the industry, not just one farm.
So do you have anything on your, in the future that you're doing through the pipeline?
Yeah, well, it's today I'm here in my farmer gym attire, so if I was here in a suit and tie, well, that would be my political endeavors, and I have decided to run. Well, it was always my intention to run again in the district of Mount Pearl North for the position of MHA, and I feel it's very important that the House of Assembly has a diverse menu of opinions, and experiences in life. And agriculture and food production, is a very important aspect of our economy and the well-being of our people. So, I look forward to getting back in the House of Assembly and influencing public policy.
Well, we wish you all the luck, and thank you so much, Farmer Jim, for coming in today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And next time I'll be inviting you out to the farm to help me out there.
And I'll have to wear my overalls too.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And we'll be right back after this break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Welcome back. Today I have with me Will Carter, who is the very first Newfoundlander to be on American Idol. So, Will, welcome to the show.
Hi, how's it going?
It's great. I gotta say, I'm in awe of you. I've been creeping you on socials to see that you're a super talented person. So, what was it like to be on American Idol?
It was definitely different. It was very, it opened my eyes to the industry, and it was a very fun experience.
So how was it to be like the first Newfoundlander? What does that milestone mean for you?
I'd say it's definitely a proud moment, and I've been saying this a lot, but I'm the first, but I hope I'm not the last, because this province is filled with talent, and the world needs to see it.
It's nice to put that stepping stone into it as well. So you are a singer-songwriter. So how did you start your musical journey?
I started when I was probably 10 years old, just me and a guy named Adam Baxter. Who's,
yes, I know
yeah,
Adam.
Adam's awesome. He taught me guitar when I was 10 years old, and ever since then I've been playing on and off, and then I picked it up again when I was in like grade 11.
Oh wow, so you're like fairly new to this, and so it's been picking up for you, hey?
Yeah, it's been going good. Definitely have a bit of momentum behind me now, and I'm looking to build off of it.
Excellent. And so what made you audition to American Idol? I know that that's a fun story.
Actually, through my Instagram and TikTok accounts, American Idol found my page, and I got a message, and I didn't think it was real at first. And,
naturally, when you're getting a message on your socials, right?
Yeah. And so I messaged him back after a bit, told all my family about it, and had a few Zoom calls, and I was off to New York.
To New York, so that's where you did your audition. So what was New York like for you?
First time ever in a big city.
Oh, really?
So it was definitely a bit of a culture shock, but in a good way. And yeah, it was amazing just exploring New York before I had to start filming.
Wow, and speaking of filming, so the judges, I know that you were in front of the world's biggest industry leaders in music. So who are the judges this year?
The judges were Carrie Underwood, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryant.
Wow, I mean, I'm a fan of all of them. So what was it like to perform in front of them?
It was a little bit intimidating, obviously, but it was a great experience, and just to be able to sing in front of 3 of those people is not many people get that chance.
Yeah, and so what were they like in real life, I guess? Were they as endearing or as fun as they seem?
Even more, like they were very supportive when I was there, and they made me feel really comfortable in a situation where I wasn't.
Wow, and so, I guess we'll wait to see, of course, and watch the show, but did they give you some criticism or some words of affirmation that you could build and use today?
Yeah, like when they were giving me feedback on the song, it was all positive feedback, and there's stuff that I'll use for the rest of my career.
Amazing. And I know that we can't really get into your audition song, but I know that that's a very special song. Mm-hmm. So you want to tell us a little bit about that, what you can?
Yeah, well, my audition song was actually it was an original song, and it's coming out on the 30th. And yeah, it definitely, it was scary going in there with the song that I wrote myself, and because it adds another layer. Am I a good singer, and am I a good songwriter,
Right.
So, yeah, it was definitely a leap of faith.
So speaking about your musical career, so what would you classify your genre to be?
I'd say more like folk country, but I'm a bit all over the place whenever I'm writing. It's just what I'm feeling on that certain day.
Yeah, and so writing, so that's a talent I aspire, I love it. I mean, I can't write music for save my life, but I admire when someone does. So what's your writing technique? What do you like to write about?
Really what's on top of my head like that day. Yeah, it really depends. Like I don't think I'm a good writer until I write a good song type of deal, you know? It just comes to me, and I've actually never written anything down. I just kind of
just go with it.
Go with it.
Now that's a talent. And so I wanted to bring up something too. I know that you have a very special person that was a big fan of American Idol, and obviously a big fan of you. Your mom. Yeah. So how do you think she would feel knowing that you were on her favorite show and just going to where you are in your career?
I don't think she'd believe it. You know? It sucks when you can't like tell somebody that close to you, but I'm sure she knows. I think that she wouldn't believe it. She'd be over the moon and support me every step of the way.
I love that she was a fan and now you were there, so it's almost like you're continue on with her legacy of being a fan, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so the show actually aired on Sunday. So is there anything that we can expect, or where can people watch it?
Well, you guys can watch the show on ABC every Sunday and Monday now.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Yeah. And so with regards to your musical career, is there anything that you're working on through the pipeline, or anything new, exciting coming your way?
Mostly just trying to write some songs and produce for, I'm trying to make an album this year. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a ride, and I'm hoping that people like it.
So who would you say are some of your musical influences?
Off the top of my head, I'd say like Zach Bryant, Noah Kahan.
Oh, yes.
Love their music, but like it's really a melting pot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So where can people find you and learn more about you and your music?
On Instagram and TikToks, where I post the most, and I'm sure I'll have a link up for the new song that's coming out on the 30th. That's
so exciting that you're coming out with a new song and a new album eventually and things like that. So what type of advice would you give to someone who is considering either auditioning to the show and then want to pursue this type of industry or career? I'd say if you're willing to do it, just make sure that you're putting everything that you have into it. And yeah, just don't doubt yourself, you know? I have a little bit of imposter syndrome with this kind of stuff, where I always feel like I'm not good enough to write a song or do a performance, but you know, everybody feels the same way. That's right. And for the actual audition, so what was the process like for that? It was definitely busy, busy a few days, a lot of filming, and it made me feel like a star for a little bit, you know? But no, it was a great experience, and there was a lot of people there, right? That very talented people. So we had a few groups of people singing together just for fun, and it was amazing. Did you meet a lot of new people that through your experience? I met a bunch of people that I'm really close with right now, and I'm sure that they'll be coming to Newfoundland to sing us a few songs, you know. And, oh, that would be great. And so, of course, you know, with the show coming up, is there anything else that you want us to be mindful of or keep watch for? Keep watch for my new single coming out the same day as the show, and I'm hoping that you guys will like it. Is there any, you know, other advice that you want to give to your viewers or for those who are fans of the show? I'd like to just tell them that it all starts somewhere, you know. If you're playing guitar for fun, but you want to make it a full-time career, just post a few videos every now and then. You never know what will come from it. That's excellent. Well, thank you, Will, for coming onto the show. Thank you very much for having me. And we can't say how far or what your situation is, but we're excited to watch you. Thank you very much. And we'll be right back after this. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's episode. We want to thank farmer Jim Lester with Lester's Farm, and we're going to end things off with Will Carter performing his single, Dreams.
I'm afraid to chase my dreams, and I don't know why. It might sound kind of stupid, but I'm trapped inside my mind, and I'm scared I won't find the meaning to this life. No, I don't want to wake up in 20 years hating my life. I know time is precious with every second that goes by. All this life is given to me is hurt and heartbreak. I know I'll see the brighter side when I fight through this pain. After the storm, I will see the sunrise. Maybe I can chase my dreams, they're on the horizon. And I'm afraid to chase my dreams with all these demons chasing me. I try to run, but I'm not that fast, so I'm afraid to chase my dreams. I'm afraid to chase my dreams. Thank you.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
Calling all journalism students, Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
You could go from...
I never thought I'd know that feeling. To be in love. Because for us, it was a crime. Someone had to respond to the tabloids. So I wrote letters, challenging every misconception about homosexuality. 9 homes, 7 dogs, 47 years together, and still not spouses under the law. So we took our fight to the Supreme Court.
Jim Egan and Jack Nesbitt await a verdict on their fight for spousal rights.
Hello. We lost our case, but we made a difference.
As a result of Jim Egan's case, the Supreme Court ruled that sexual orientation is protected under the Charter of Rights, a landmark victory for the LGBTQ2 community.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely.